viewers, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for clicking on the video. So let's do another very relaxing crafting video. So it's summertime, the kids are home and they're probably getting on your nerves at this point, and they've literally just gotten out of school. So I think my kids got out of school the end of May. Unless they're in college, they got out the middle of May. But I heard from my sister in Florida that her schools didn't even, I think, are still in school. So I don't know, my kids have been out of school for a couple weeks now, and they're literally driving me insane. Like, I didn't sign up to be a full-time parent. That's why we send them to school. Like, teachers, how do y'all do this? I wish you guys got paid a whole lot more than y'all did. But anywho, we're here to craft. So I got these two, I think these are pencil things. They say that they're storage containers from a 5-quarter store. You guys know that's what I call it, Dollar Tree. So they're normally out during back to school, but a lot of times if you keep your eye out, you'll find them in the office supplies section, give or take. Just keep your eye out. Sometimes they're in with the plastic container area. I don't know. It just depends on which store you're in. So what I have here is some sublimation supplies. So they're going to be where my sublimation oven is. So I just need to go ahead and grab these stickers. Luckily, these are the stickers that come off very easily. If I didn't have nails, probably. So I just have a few things to craft today, and I was originally just going to do it off camera, but then when I was cutting some stuff, I realized, oh, this would probably be a fun video for you guys to join me on. Here we go. This is about to get loud. Sorry about that. Because one of the things that I was cutting, I'll show you guys after we do this. What is that? Oh, so you'll see this afterwards. I'll do this one first. It's a very intricate technique, and you guys might have seen this on some other people's channels. So, but I'm gonna show you guys how I did that, and then because I want to label some things that are on my craft island. So if you guys wanted to try something like that, you guys can go ahead and do that on your own, in your own craft space. So let's see if this is big enough for this. That way I don't have to do anything. Let's see, is this big enough? Come on, Roberta. Like, this goes here. And it's not, but if I trim this down just a little bit, it might fit. If not, I'll just have to grab a bigger piece. I think we can make it work. All right, so let's just do that. Let's grab this, and then we'll start weeding that. And then, so these are just some sublimation spatulas and what are these called? Weeding tools. So I don't know if you guys had noticed that I have my own spatulas and weeding tools that I've sublimated my channel name on. Aren't these fabulous? So that's what I did. Of course, I didn't take you guys on that journey with me because I had no idea how that would have turned out. So that was kind of tricky, and I used my sublimation of, oh gosh, my oven when I did that, and I did a batch of them. So this was several weeks ago. I probably need to clean this thing off. Where's my towel? When I did that, and sometimes I'm not sure if I should craft on camera, and sometimes it's like you guys don't always want to see what we're creating. Like let me know in the comments if that's true or not. Like sometimes even as crafters, we're like, I just want to do things that I don't want to do it on camera. I just want to craft in my own space and not be on camera. Does that make sense? Like I just want to craft a few things by myself and not be under the microscope. I hope that makes sense. I'm not that I don't love crafting for you guys as well, but there are times that I just want to, even as a content creator, that we're just like, we just want to craft, and we just have things that we want to do on our own, and we want to experiment. And then if you guys see it and you guys want us to bring it to the channel, and then we're like, okay, sure, we can definitely do that, you know. But this was a new thing that I had found on Amazon, and I was like, I don't know, should I get that? Because you have to buy it in so many. It's like 20 or 25 of them, and they're not necessarily cheap, but I do have to make a couple of them for a friend of mine. She doesn't know that, so if she watches this channel, I'm not gonna say no names, but yeah. Wow, I was not expecting that, because this is usually not a material that's hard to take off. That's hard to put vinyl on, but it did come on. It did go on. Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay, so let's put this one here on here. So that's how this one looks. Let's try a different, what is this one? This one's a blue one. Oh, maybe that's why. I did pull off, is this one Cricut? This one's Cricut. This one, maybe that's why it was so hard. Now this one's not a Cricut one. So I don't know if you guys remember me saying that I am going to be doing my very best to use all my Cricut vinyl. And that one was Cricut. So yeah, you guys know my feelings about some of Cricut's products. Okay, so let's try this again. I don't know if I want to try that transfer tape, because it might have some life to it. I don't want to. Let's try it again. I don't think it was the transfer tape. I think it was the vinyl. It wasn't the transfer tape. So let's try this one and see. If not, we'll just give it some love and see what happens. Because it came off the transfer tape just fine, see? So it's not the transfer tape, it was definitely the vinyl. And then let's put this one down, same spot as the other one. And then I don't want to put it that low because it's going to interfere with that spot. I was getting ready to say it might be the surface, but it might be a combination, because this one is definitely coming off a lot easier. Okay. There we go. It's this is a little wonky, but I don't want to mess. I don't want to lift up the vinyl because I'm damaging it. So I'm just going to leave it like it is. There we go. See how some of it right here, the M, and I don't want to damage it any more than I have to. So we're just going to leave it right there. So that's how these two came out there. You guys can see. I'm trying not to get the glare in there, but you guys can see it just a bit. So these two are done now. So let's put these aside, clean up this, and then we'll go to our next project. Okay, I was starting to wonder if I need 2 cup cradles, but for those of you who don't have any cup cradle, but you have one of these squeegees with the 2 little humps, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna grab the squeegee, and you're just gonna place it in there, just like so, and it functions just like a cup cradle. So these cups I got one when I was in Florida during spring break, and this one was on my trip to Colorado. All right, so now I have said a million times, maybe not a million, but quite a few times, pink is not one of the colors that I go for. Pink and black are my 2 least favorite colors, but I do use black when I'm painting on occasions, but it's not one of the colors that I lean towards, and you rarely see me use pink. So on the times that you do see me do pink, you're probably gonna go, oh my gosh, there's pink. And then red is my favorite color, and Colorado is one of the states that I love because I was there for my military years. From Germany, that's where I was stationed, and I absolutely love it. That's where my kids were born, yada yada. So I had to get my Colorado cup, and Florida is actually where I was born, but was not raised there. So my sister lives there. Anywho, that's the history of these 2 cups. But I got the 2 cups. When my dad went to Puerto Rico the other day, yay, Puerto Rico. I tried to get one, but they didn't have any. That is like, oh, such an injustice. Like, why, Boricua, why? But we are going to put my name on these. You know what's funny? I really drink out of tumblers, but I had to get it. Anywho, so I tried to mimic this font for something that I did like. So I've got red, white, and pink. So I did get the pink. I actually just use scrap vinyl. And this was the only one that I could find that I liked that was close enough. And go figure, I'm wearing a pink shirt, right? So let's see. So I'm trying to figure out, do I want to use white on here, on my name, for my name, or do I want to use red? You feel me? That's my dilemma. So a lot of times when I can't figure out what I want to do, I grab my youngest daughter and I go, pick, which one do you like? And then for this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to debate with myself if I want to do pink or if I want to do white. I do have 2 whites. So I'm going to grab my daughter and we're going to have her decide if we're going to do pink or white on here or red or white on this one. So we're going to pause the video for a second, bring her in here, and then listen to her decide on how we're going to make this decision. We'll be right back. All right, fam, here's my daughter. So we're going to go. Let's do this one first. Okay. Let's do this one first. All right, so we're going to do red or white?
Let's do white for that one.
You want to do white so it'll match this one?
Yeah.
And we'll do Colorado. Why white?
Because this one has more right here.
More red and then the red top?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
What if I decide I said, no, I don't like what you picked and I pick red? You're side-eyeing me? Really? Okay, fine. We'll do white. So she decided white. Okay, so what about this one? Are we doing pink or white?
I think for this one, we should do pink.
Of course you would do pink. You know I don't like pink, right?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's close to red.
Girl.
It's very close to red. See, guys, look at that. Does that look like red to you? Let me know in the comments.
All right. Okay. Thank you for your ideas. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that decision-making process. So see what I mean when I say if I can't make a decision when it comes to picking a color or something like that, I just grab one of my kids because I don't know, they seem to find decisions like that so much easier to make for some reason. To them, it's just like, yeah, just pick this. That makes sense to me. Even my son is like that. He's just like, well, nope, here you go. Like when I was making the shirts on my last video, he was like, nope, put the personality one with the orange, with the mustard one, and the husband one with the gray one. I don't see how hard that was, Mom. And I was like, yeah, really? I'm not feeling you right now. All right, so let's see. Where are we going to put this? it's not much of, I don't want to put this on the seam. It seems like the best choice really, but I think I'm just gonna put it right here. Seems like that's where I want to put it. I think I'm gonna have it going the same way everything else is going. So we're gonna do it right there. Lay this down, and then in the middle, we're gonna push down in the middle and go down the middle, and then top to bottom, just like so. I could have made it a little bit bigger, but actually no, I like the height that it is. Press it down, squeegee it down, and then let's lift this transfer tape, and then we're going to reuse it for our next one. And I think this was a great font. This is one of the sports fonts that I found. I don't remember if it's a Cricut option one or one that I downloaded. I have to check. But look at that. It's actually perfect. All right, so let's do the next one. And she said pink. So since I've already did that, this one, I think I'm gonna have to go on the seam because it doesn't give you too many options for that, does it? So I'm gonna put this back down. This might be the last time I can use this transfer tape, which is perfect. Squeegee that one, squeegee. I always say squeegee, don't I? Finish that down, front and back. Turn it around, lift it up. Then we're gonna turn this around. Let me see, I think I want it this floor to start. I'm gonna do it right here instead of on the seam. Bring you guys down a little bit. I think I'm gonna do it right here, right where Florida starts. And there. Down the middle, and then top to bottom with my fingers, and then I'm going to bring in my squeegee to really get that in. And remember that when you have vinyl, you don't want the tumbler soaking in water when you do the dishes, and you definitely don't want this in your dishwasher. Now I know some people do eventually put these in the dishwasher, but vinyl is not dishwasher good. It's not good for the dish to go in the dishwasher. And also wait about 24 hours before you start using this, because you want the vinyl to actually cure, and make sure that you're using permanent vinyl and not removable vinyl when you're doing projects like this, so that the longevity of these projects will be longer at least. All right, so look how pretty. I think she did a good job picking the color. Well, matching the color to the project. It actually sits, I didn't realize that I had it right next to the Starbucks, and there we go for this one. That's not so bad. I actually like the way these turned out. All right, let's put these aside, and then let's go and start our next project, which is going to be a little more tricky, and I'm actually going to weed on camera for you guys today. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing today. So here's one of my caddies that I store a lot of my weeding tools and things like that. So what I've done on here is I've put this where it says craftologist on here, but if you can see that, it has it in all different colors. Basically, I've gone in color wheel order. So started from yellow, green, blue, purple, red, and orange. My favorite order is to go in color wheel order. So if you've ever wondered, you can just Google the color wheel order and it'll show you that order. So anywho, but I also have a couple other items that I'm going to be doing the same thing on, which is basically this other caddy. Now that other one that I showed you was an art bin one that you can get at Michael's. I think they still sell it. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. I'm gonna do this caddy, which I got from Etsy. So that one matches this one, which I store my Cricut pins and stuff and my other tools, my other Cricut tools from. I'm gonna do that one as well. No, I'm sorry, this one I'm not gonna do, but that's a set to this one, as well as my, I call it my weeding trash bin. I don't always use it, but 90% of the time I do. So that's what this is. And I am also going to be doing my brayer tool. Is it brayer? I usually tend to call it brayer tool, but I will be doing this one as well. This one, this part right here. So those are the 3 items that I am going to be adding Craftologist to. So it's a play on cosmetologist, I guess. So I did find that on what's it called? On Cricut Design Space. And I just put it on my canvas and then just added the vinyl on there, and we're just going to weed this out. Now, here's one thing. I usually never, ever weed on my mats, on my cutting mats. And that's just me. I know tons of crafters weed on their cutting mats. I don't. And that is because between the oils, and if you're wearing long sleeve shirts, the fibers of whatever you're wearing gets on your craft mats, the oils, stuff gets on your craft mats, and it makes it dirty and all that. And I don't like cleaning my craft mat because I'm lazy and it's just too much work. And I'm all about crafting and working smarter and not harder and all that stuff. But if you do you. Keep on doing that because it works for you. Do not break what's not broken, and do not reinvent the wheel. You know, because if it's making you happy and your heart is still bitty bitty bam bang, keep on doing that. So with me, not doing that helps me keep my mat lasting so much longer. This instance, unfortunately, I am going to craft on here because when you do projects like this where it's one continuous word and you've got scrap vinyl pieces like this, you cannot peel off the vinyl off of your mat until after you've laid down the transfer tape, unfortunately. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So this one has 3 of the Craftologist word on there except for Scrappy. And I unfortunately, after I realized, while this was cutting on this one first, I realized I spelled Scrappy wrong. I don't know how I did not realize. Scrappy's supposed to have 2 P's, people. So, yeah. Yeah, I must have been, yeah, don't judge me, people. Yeah, at least I caught it. At least I caught it in time. So what we're going to do, though, we're going to grab my little ruler here, and we are going to just cut off some of this because we can maybe still use some of these, but it's just gonna make it easier for me in my life. So I'm just gonna take this off. I'm gonna try to keep my hands off of the mat as much as possible because I still don't want to touch my mat as much as possible. Now you can still keep these little pieces because you don't even know what you might be able to craft with these, just like projects like these, right? And I'll be doing the same thing with that one. So, but I'll do that in a minute. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just going to weed this out just like this. Just like you would normally weed. It's no different. That's how that looks. Now, I might have messed up the orange, but unfortunately, I think I might not be able to save that. Or maybe I can. I think this is the piece right here. Let's see if I can. That's the really bad side about doing projects like this, is if you mess up, it's kind of hard to tell, especially if you've already bunched it up. See what I mean? I've already bunched it up. But moving forward, I would definitely be a lot more careful. I don't know. And I'm not gonna recut it. Trust me, I will not be recutting that, because getting all these colors and lining them up was not a fun job. I mean, it was not hard, but it was not fun. All right, I'm just gonna leave it like it is. You guys get the point of what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use this transfer tape that I have. It should be perfectly fitted for this. Yep. Good thing I did not throw that piece away. Put that down. Grab my squeegee right here. Burnish that down really nice. Be really careful, because we're gonna flip this over. Okay. I'm trying to put this down so that it doesn't stick on my mat, on my glass mat. And I'm gonna turn this over, and then we're going to pull this back. Let's put this cover back on. Okay, today's video has been all about how I'm fixing things as I mess them up. All right, so let's grab here and, all right, put this on here as centered as possible. Now this surface is kind of curved, so we're just gonna work with it. There we go. there's one. Look how pretty it looks. Isn't it colorful? And it makes me happy. All these beautiful colors. You guys know I love color. It makes me happy. Okay, now let's work on the smaller one. I mean, the bigger one. Now and let me take this off so you guys can see that this one does have the messed up scrappy on here. Now I could grab the, no, it won't work because that one's red, but I could grab the red Y right here and fix the Y on the other one, which will work fine. So I might just do that, fix that way. So let me go ahead and start weeding off everything here and then start working on putting everything down at the bottom. Okay, I'm done. I think my crafting tools are seriously upset at me. This one tried to attack me. Ugh. Okay, the hazards of crafting. All right, so I'm gonna cut this one off because I don't need that one, but I'm gonna keep it aside just so that I can use the Y to fix that. I'm just gonna keep the one Y, the tail end of that Y. So I don't have, I think I have this one. So what I'm gonna do is, actually, I don't need any of these. I need to turn this thing upside down. So I'm gonna put this, I usually don't use that one. Well, I do use it, but I'm gonna set these over and then just keep the Y right there. Uh-oh, there we go. Okay, now let me cut off this down here. You really can't even see the one at the bottom because it is so small. And that's the one that's gonna go on the brayer. That might have been the first time I think my finger has been pricked by one of my craft tools. All right, so let's see. I think what I'm gonna do is gonna visualize this one. Oh, I just realized that I haven't completely weeded off this piece, the big piece. And then I told you guys I was done, but I wasn't. Let's see. I think I lost too much blood because of my massive injury. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish this and then we'll get back on. All right, so I'm gonna leave that there like that for now, and then hopefully I can just reverse weed it, maybe. Yeah, I got one piece out. Considering how tiny that was, it actually weeded really well. But I don't want to mess it up anymore. I'm not even sure. Okay, I'm not even sure how that's supposed to go. So it goes like that. And I'm not sure what comes out of here. I can't tell. Okay, I think that comes out. We're gonna pretend, okay, yeah. We're gonna say that comes out. That looks good to me. We're gonna be like, that looks good. Right, guys? That looks good to you guys too, right? Okay, that's what we're gonna say. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this piece off because we don't need that at all, to make our life just a tad bit easier. And we're gonna trim off this piece. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, this is the stuff that we don't need. I'm over here like all confused. And I think this should be our last use of this transfer tape. We should be able to get it in there. Ay, perfecto, mi amigo. Qué perfección. Let's burnish this on here. And then we're going to put this mat. If you're wondering why I have the C on my mat, it's literally because I like to know that I'm putting my cover sheet back onto my mat on the same side each and every time. That's the sole reason that I have it on there. That way, if it falls or anything like that, I know that I want to lay it upside down. So literally, if I'm laying the mat down, I lay it this way so that I'm not laying it on the side that's going to go on my mat. I hope that makes sense. That way I prevent any dirt and debris from going onto the side of the mat that's gonna lay onto the side of the cover sheet that's gonna actually go down onto my mat. Hope that makes sense. So it actually helps keep my mat clean as possible for as long as possible. So there's that. So I'm gonna try to burnish this side as well. Now it looks like there's nothing right there, but there's actually a carrier sheet right there. It's just clear. And I think that's from the HTV line. All right, so now let's go ahead and pull this back. Actually, let me cut that off to separate the two. Because we won't be needing this transfer sheet anymore. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. Okay. Now, let's lift this up. Very gentle, because remember, these are basically piecemeal together. Extremely delicately. As you guys remember with my Y over there, and that I'll fix that off camera as best as I can. I might just leave it like that too, but we'll see. personally, it doesn't bother me. Okay, so the one we're going to do is this one. Okay, so put that right there. I'm gonna put this right here and grab another one. And then here we have Craftologist. I just thought it was hilarious. Go down the middle with my finger and then press it down. And then we'll grab my squeegee. And the T has got a little piece of the vinyl that's exposed, so we're gonna be careful not to use our squeegee on that. Now this is it's not smooth, as you can hear. So the vinyl doesn't stick to it right away. And so we're just gonna be very careful when we lift it as well. Like I said, but it's gonna stick to it eventually. It's just not as soon as we lay this down. All right. So we're just gonna need a couple hours, 24 hours or so for it to lay down. I don't know, it's like this carrier sheet down here does not want to. Hold on. I'm coming back to that because it's not. I have to redo that piece. This piece is laying down just fine, but for some reason that did not want to come off. I said this video was supposed to be relaxing, but I'm finding myself constantly fixing something throughout the entire video. Okay, I don't know if my head was in the way the whole time, was it? It might have, I feel like it was. Okay, let's see. Oh, seriously, vinyl? You couldn't have just, like, you couldn't have just worked with me on this last letter? Like, it was one letter, one. Okay. Let's see what I got going on here. I have no idea what's going on here. This did not do what I wanted it to do. Okay, let me disconnect this. Okay, I'm gonna have to re-burnish this on here because it did not come off the carrier sheet. And then we're gonna put this back on and do this. See what I mean? If this happens to you guys, you've seen me go through my trial and tribulations of crafting. And you can problem solve on the fly. Seriously. There. Almost like it never happened. Phew, man, that was like epic. There you guys go. How did that look? Okay, so we have one more to do and then we can move on. Man, I need a drink now. I'm starting to think this is starting to become a lot more than I bargained for. Not today. I was not expecting all this hard work, and usually me and manual labor do not. Like, I retired from all that hard work and stuff. Now I feel like, yep, there's another piece. See, I caught it just in time. Because that clear carrier sheet is right there. I can see it now. I feel like there's a piece that's not weeded out, but let me see if I can get it before I put it on there. But I almost feel like I might have to wait because I can't tell. There it is. Actually, I got it. Okay. You go, girl. You got it. This reverse weeding kind of sort of thing at its finest. All right. Can you guys see? All right. Yep. Last one. Now this one I kind of winged the measurement, so if it doesn't fit, I don't know. It's not straight either. Like I said, I was like, whew, I don't know. I might have to seal the one on this one because I'm constantly using it, and I might have to put some Mod Podge or something on this one because I feel like the vinyl's gonna lift at some point or another, and it's not really sitting on it. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I might not. I might just leave it alone. But it's kind of tricky. And I can see one of the pieces did not come out. I can tell right here. Let me just peel that off. Yep, there we go. There. It's a little harder to see, but I think it looks nice. But I'm gonna leave this one alone. I might be okay without Mod Podge in it. But I like how it looks. Ah! These came out so nice. Look at this one. Oh, scrappy right here. Craftologist. We got the big one. There you go. And then the other one I'll show you guys later. All right, let me clean up this mess and then bring my last project so you guys can see. All right, so don't be scared. This is a blank that I had gotten from Dollar General for $6. I think it was on clearance, so I must have gotten it for, I want to say 90% off, because I don't think I would have paid $6 for something that I knew I was gonna redo. So anyway, I took it apart and I painted it gray because I tend to use gray as my base color when I'm going to do something over it. So I sanded it and painted it gray because I find that gray is a better base color to go over things better than white. Anywho, so I re-glued everything back on it. These are the clamps that you get from our 5/4 store in the Crafter Square section, and the pink ones. The red ones, on the other hand, is still in the 5/4 store, except that they are in the hardware section, but they function the same way. Anyway, so what had happened was I was making this sign. Now, it doesn't look like anything. I had weeded out the back, the middles, and I cut this out with Smart Vinyl. Now, mind you, I started this project months ago, and I finally decided to weed this earlier this week. I want to say 2 days ago. Okay. The problem with when I cut it was that it cut with all these ripples. You see all these ripples? Yeah. So I laid it down with heavy stuff over it, thinking that it would fly out. Yeah, y'all know the Ripamora and all the drama. Well, that didn't happen. So I was like, okay, well, I don't really want to cut it now. So when I got to cutting it a couple days ago, this was the one that says, it's from that song, The House Doesn't Fall When the Bones Are Good. Y'all know that song, right? That country song. Anyway, but this part down here, just the part that you saw me weed, it took me half an hour, 30 minutes. I'm not about that life, guys. I'm sorry. I'm about working smarter, not harder. And if a project is going to take me this long for just this, and then I'm missing a word because it was so hard to weed, I'm just going to trash it. I literally rolled this up and threw it across the room because I was over the project. And then I realized, okay, well, I can recut it in a different color and just black, because originally when I did it in this color was because I really wanted it in blue. It wasn't working. So, but then I realized I had went to Hobby Lobby and bought a bigger piece of wood because the table that I want to prop this up on, this is too small. So I said, okay, well, I can redo it and sell it or something like that for somebody that this would be the perfect size. And I'm sitting there going, I don't want to do this. It's just not working. What would you guys have done, rollers? So I figured out that as sitting in my captain's chair, that I had another piece that I've been dying to use for years. It's this piece of transfer from Dixie Belle that you guys are going to test with me today. Now, y'all know my roller family that I love testing products with you guys. So we're gonna test this. Now, this is a rub-on transfer, just like the ones that you guys from Dollar Tree. And if you guys have seen the IOD transfers, and I know some of you have probably seen those, the Dixie Belle transfers. This is from, I'll get the tube now so you guys can see. This one is no longer available. So let me grab that and then we're gonna cut this so you guys can see. All right, so this is the tube that it comes in. So it's the Alice in Wonderland transfer. And if I'm not mistaken, this one is no longer available. There's an Alice in Wonderland transfer 2. And like I said, I got this many years ago. This is like when I first started using Dixie Belle. So when I first redid my craft room, yeah. But yeah, so this, I finally found it for $10, but I thought I had another one. But yeah, this was no longer available. So we are going to go ahead and cut this out because I don't want these. I really just want her in the chair. So I am going to purchase the newer model of here, and we are just going to do this. So stay tuned. Let me put this up. Actually, let me just put this up. And let's go ahead and cut her. And okay, let's see. Guys, I don't think I've ever used a transfer this big. You guys know I don't do rub-on transfers very often on my channel. So this should be very interesting. Okay, so I don't want the key either. So I gotta be very careful with this. I don't want to hurt the key. I've been dying to figure out a way to use Alice. I love Alice in Wonderland. Actually, the book Alice in Wonderland is one of my introductions to reading that launched my love of reading. So me having this transfer was such joy to my heart. I think I was 13 when I read the book. So, such a joy. So I'm going to actually trim this down some more because it's not going to fit with this excess pieces. Like I said, I've personally never used any of the IOD or Dixie Belle transfers, so this is the first time, but I've watched so many other creators use it. But with my luck, who knows what's gonna happen. Okay, this is, now that it's on here like this, it's much smaller, so we might have to figure out how to decorate this. She's got all these other pieces, so I don't know, we might have to come up with something to put around Alice. But this might be one of those ongoing projects, so we're gonna start with her just for now, and then we'll probably just bring this back and figure out what we're gonna do. But I just wanted to do this with you guys right now, and then we'll just progressively finish her as time goes on. How does that sound? Let me know in the comments. All right, so I have got the transfer stick somewhere. Oh, I'm gonna just use the IOD one. I know these come with one. You can hear it in here. Oh, here we go. Maybe I can use that one instead, but I think I'm gonna use this one. This is from IOD, and that I only have this one because I just ordered something from Sammy. So I'm gonna throw this away because I'm not gonna use that. I'm not even gonna think about finishing that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her down. I want her all the way at the bottom. I don't want her to look like she's floating so much. Although it is kind of weird, but I do want her to look like she's sitting, actually sitting. So we're gonna put it like this. And then we're gonna work from there. Okay. Now I wonder if you guys have worked with these transfers, let me know in the comments. All right, now let's lift this up. Oh, it does have some tack to it. Ooh, so it is like I've heard the IODs do too. Okay. This should be interesting. I'm so excited. Now I'm just gonna rub from top to bottom and then go from there. Okay, that's as far as we're gonna do for today. Now, off camera, I will decide where I want what. If I want to add anything else to it, I will go from there. But that was a lot of work for now. Man, creators make this seem like this is easy. Maybe I was just, because I'm not used to it. It is a lot of work, all that rubbing, and I'm just not knowing when I'm done in one area. If you guys, all of you guys that are used to doing this, let me know some tips, tricks, hacks, you know, all the stuff, because that is a lot of work. I'm literally sweating. This, whew, well, that's a lot. Okay, I'm done for today. I'm glad you guys were able to join me, and I will see you guys in my next video. So, oh, yes, before I forget, do not forget about the upcoming giveaway for when we hit the 1,000 subscribers. Remember, the one question you do have to answer is, what is my least favorite craft tool in my craft space? All you have to do is subscribe. Of course, be a roller, be a U.S. citizen, because it is so expensive to ship outside the U.S. Unfortunately, if I could, I would, but we know how that goes. And yeah, that is it. Know what the answer is. And once I hit that 1,000 subscriber, I will pick the winner and I will ship out your gift. I will post a picture of what the giveaway prize is, and I will also have a few extra goodies in the box. So go ahead and subscribe so I can get those number out there. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one, and as always, have a great and fantastic rest of your day. Bye.